become successful individuals well beyond the walls of middle schools, and I could account for that. Out of 1,166 elementary and middle schools in all of New York City, only 31 schools can boast an A rating 6 years in a row. And may I add that only one in Astoria, and that is 141. Assure you that this is no easy task. And in collaboration with the staff, the parents, and the students, where am I? We're doing something right at 141. It will certainly be detrimental to some of the most successful schools in the city. Instead, you should be emulating these model schools for the rest of the city. So please, cliche, but if it's not broken, don't fix it. Leave us alone.
Okay, next we have a parent from PS 150, Deborah Alexander.
I live 2 blocks from here. My husband and I bought our house there so we could send our kids to PS 122. My 6-year-old attends school at PS 150 in Sunnyside. Not every school in this district has a G&T program, so as a community, we have to rely on the district as a whole to take care of all our kids and find spots where they can receive their appropriate education. And looking around here tonight, we have parents and politicians and business people and homeowners from the district as a whole, representing every school, representing every program. We're here to take care of each other. PS 122 does not only serve 122 kids, it's been a middle school home for PS 150 children for years, as well as many general education students who may, at 4 years old, have been a little more preoccupied with Thomas or Dora than testing in, but who excelled in 1st or 3rd or 5th grade and required a specialized kind of instruction. PS 122 became their home as well. But the Academy doesn't function in a vacuum. When we chose to live here, we didn't even know about the Academy. We came because of PS 122's stellar reputation. And in the past few weeks, I have met remarkable, dedicated people, folks whose kids won't even be affected by this proposal, who are spending their days and nights organizing and reaching out because they can't bear to watch, in the DOE's own words, a model school fall prey to a political agenda. They can't bear to see the reputation of this beacon in the city tarnished, and when equity is the supposed reason for all this, to see one of the most diverse districts in New York City lose most of their G&T opportunities. The Department of Education has told us, quote, community feedback is instrumental in their decision-making process. If this packed house here tonight is not an uppercase, bold, underlined, highlighted example of the community's united feedback, I don't know what is. Members of the DOE, we welcome a seat at the table with you to discuss what is best for our children, because they are our children, and this is not it. Thank you so much for coming to listen to us tonight. Please make sure you heard us as well.
Our next speaker is Allison Ordonez from PS 166.
tonight's meeting organized. My name is Allison Ordóñez. This is Ariana. She is in the first grade gifted and talented class at PS 166. She is very happy in her class. I can say this because the only real complaint that she has expressed to us is that she doesn't like the school pizza on Fridays. Although she has no real complaints, my husband and I have made sacrifices to allow her to attend 166. You see, we live 2 blocks away from 122. Every morning, my husband and I wake up early to get Ariana ready and drive 2.5 miles to PS 166. A few months after enrolling Ariana at 166, we were told that unlike her GNT counterparts at PS 122 and 150, she and her classmates may not have a middle school to attend without retesting. So you can imagine that for myself and the rest of the parents at 166, we were very happy to hear the news brought to us just 2 weeks ago that our children could go to a GNT middle school that would mirror the great middle school at 122. However, after hearing the news about 122, which is very devastating, our initial excitement has turned into severe worry for the PS 166 GNT children and their families. With no formal written order from the DOE, we as parents have nothing that assures us that our children will matriculate to IS 126. To undercut 122's vibrant program and to limit the number of GNT seats overall does a disservice to the whole district. Our district needs more programs that enriches our children's education for all students, GNT and general ed and otherwise. The parents at PS 166 are nervous that we have no assurances what will become of the GNT students from PS 166 once they reach middle school age. So my question to the DOE, are you going to keep your word to the children in the current GNT class at 166? Or are we going to have a meeting in a few years at our own very own emergency meeting at 166? Thank you.
We have somebody who wants to say a quick goodbye.
I can't tell you how proud I am of the people in this room right now. And if you'd like to see what you look like, go on my Facebook page. I took a picture. I just posted it. You're all on there. Your eyes were closed. I'll take another one. That messed up the whole shot. Kid. But really, I'm so proud of you. Like I said when we got here, this is not about just you. You go to rally any night, any place. I'm heading to one now that is about the people who are affected. This is about our community. This is about what's not just what's best for your kids, but what's best for everybody's kids, what's best for Astoria, what's best for all of Queens and New York City. I am standing with you now. I will be with you 6 years from now. This will not happen. God bless.
Thank you, Councilman. Let us welcome Eddie Hansopoulos from PS 85.
I'm PA co-president at PS 85, and I used to be PA co-president here at 122 when my eldest daughter was in this fabulous middle school. And I just really want to congratulate the PTA here at 122 for putting this event together. Amazing. First and foremost, though, I'm a parent and I'm an historian, and really, you shouldn't mess with Queens parents. I thought, where did this come from? Who wrote this? Well, actually, we haven't gotten anything in writing yet. But who actually came up with this? And I have to remember that it was written by human beings. And it was written by people who probably got into education and went to work at the DOE because they really care about children. I have to go with that assumption that the people who are working at the Department of Education
want to do good. But you know, human beings are human beings, and human beings often make mistakes. And I think it's really important for the Department of Education and those people who are working there to be a little reflective and realize that this actually is a mistake. And when you make a mistake, at least the way I was raised, you acknowledge it. Maybe you say, I'm sorry. You try and learn from it, you grow, you collaborate, and you move on. So I'm gonna have a daughter who comes back to PS 122 next year, but this really doesn't affect me personally, because she'll be okay. These proposed changes won't happen until later. But I would like the DOE, whether they want to say it publicly or not, to just admit that they've made a mistake. So much time and effort has gone into organizing this day, and a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. Don't need an apology. Don't even need a public acknowledgement that it was a mistake. Just you know what? PS 122, you're good. IS 141, you're good. We're gonna actually listen to the parents. We say parental involvement is important. I don't see how you could have any more parental involvement than what you see tonight. Pick and choose what kind of parental involvement you're going to get, because the kind of parental involvement that we're talking about tonight is parents having a say in the education of their children, because like Michelle said before, it comes down to the children, to their education, to what's appropriate, because we live here, we send our kids here. So listen to the parents, listen to the community, because there's a lot of other things that need to happen in this district. We need middle seats for PS 85. We've been trying to work on that for 3 years now. Let's just focus on the real needs of this community as opposed to other agendas that we just really don't know. But it's a mistake. Leave 122 alone, leave 141 alone, and just respect the people in this district. Thank you.
Next speaking, we have a student alumni, Nadeem Ahmad.
Not quite 1937? 39, I'm sorry. But when I was little, my parents wanted to move. And I was like 4, and my sister was at 122 at the time. And we were kicking and screaming, we don't want to leave. We want to stay at 122. And I'm glad I did. From 122, I went on to LaGuardia Arts High School. And then after that, now I'm at Macaulay Honors at City College. So to break it down for the Department of Ed, 122 gave me opportunities. And it also helped me become part of a tight-knit community, a huge one. And I have a little brother. He's in the Gen Ed program in the 3rd grade, and he certainly will be affected by this, by the overcrowding, which sucks. Yeah. And Miss Lucas, I'm not sure if you believe in ghosts, but apparently the ghost of Mamie Faye is here, and she'd be pissed if it was overcrowded. But overall, this school, not just the program, but the entire school created a community for me and a community for everyone else, and the school benefits the community at large. And this program, or this, I don't even want to call it an initiative because it doesn't show much, by the DOE, will just be destroying. So, I gotta get the names, but I come bearing gifts for Chancellor Walcott, Ferguson, and Mark Sturber. You can... that they're not just killing a program, but they're killing the school, and they're killing education.
You heard it here. Our last speaker for the evening is also a student alumni, Stephanie Weissman, author. Can you please come up? Is she here this evening?
Coming. I first heard about this issue about 2 weeks ago, and I was so horrified that I just had to come here and stand up for my school. I went here from 6th to 8th grade in the mid-90s, so graduated in 95. And I think this school set me up for all of the success that I've had later in life. After I graduated, I went to Stuyvesant High School, where I was valedictorian. I'm still in shock over that. Then I went to Columbia, where I majored in history, and I also graduated with the highest GPA in my class. Best senior thesis in history, and of course summa cum laude, and all of that good stuff. Then I also got a fellowship to NYU, where I got my master's in art history. And I've also written a book called The Secrets of Top Students. Sorry for the shameless plug here. It's coming out in May, and basically it's an advice book for high school and college students on how to do better in school. And I think that I couldn't have done any of what I had done without 122. The school was so supportive. All of the teachers were great. The kids were amazing. I had such a great time here. I think it was honestly the best school I ever went to of all the schools I've ever been to. So I have many fond memories of 122, and I just wrote some down just to share with you how I feel about this place. I remember acting out Romeo and Juliet in English class. I remember having a teacher who actually made math fun. That's something. I remember playing tag and handball during recess. I remember practicing questions for the PSAT. I remember the joy of watching the annual talent show, which occurred right here. I remember learning to touch, type, and play Oregon Trail in the computer lab. I remember taking the Earth Science Regents in the 8th grade. I remember being a finalist in the Science Fair. And I also remember how sad graduation was because I was going to miss so many people. And I also remember that most of my classmates went off going to other top-rated high schools like Stuyvesant, Rock Science, and Townsend Harris. But most of all, I remember how the teachers really cared about the kids here, how I got a great education without my parents having to spend a fortune on private school, and just how close-knit all the kids were. And I hope other kids will have the chance to remember these things as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, we have 1939, 2007, and 1995. That's amazing. Let me see those cards again. You know what? We should mail them to Chancellor Walcott. The turnout here is just amazing this evening. Want to come up? I want to just take a moment to thank our PTA Executive Board. If you can stand up wherever you are.
So we're going to continue to work with the DOE to say, look, we have, what, 500 people here tonight? We have thousands upon thousands in Astoria that are working together. And as one community, we're going to all raise our voice together to say, this is a poor conceived plan. It's time for us to work together. It's time to come to work with the community and to sit with us at the table and work with the CEC and work with all of us to make sure that doesn't happen. So that's what I'm going to continue to do, is going, if it takes door to door, if it takes the press is here this evening, whatever it takes to make sure, whatever stakeholders, whatever we need to do to wake Mayor Bloomberg up and say this is a bad idea, you have me, I'm signed up for that. So.
Did he say door to door? I would like to know, do you have any other questions, concerns, something you want to voice? Please state your cause.
Hi, I have a question for the DOE representatives. I'm going to face there, though. There's more people that way. My question is, as I understood from the presentation, the DOE's decision was influenced by the idea that it's important for students to finish 8th grade in the school that they started. I'm a little confused by that because my daughter goes here, but we live in Jackson Heights, and I see a brand new middle school opening, being constructed in Jackson Heights. So, I mean, is the DOE planning to replace all the middle schools with K-8 schools? And is everybody going to go to a K-8 school? Because if that's the plan, maybe that's a good idea, but that would involve a lot of changes that don't seem to be happening. So I'm just a little confused as to whether that's the plan or it's just our school that you're targeting, which seems to be happening.
Thank you. Good one. Anybody else? Oh, I'm sorry. Do we have an answer for that? I thought that was a statement. I'm sorry. Do we have an answer? Does the Department of Education, do you have something to offer? Any information?
No, there's no answer.
So to clarify, what we spoke of behind the rationale was the student's right to remain at the school in which they started. That doesn't imply anything about a K-8 or a school grade span. It just means that given the school is a K-8 school, that a student that begins in kindergarten should have the right, if they so choose, to stay through to the 8th grade.
Okay, it's not a K-8 school. It's not a K-8 school.
Sir?